Here's your bill.
Thanks.
I got it. I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need you to pay for my meal.
Thank you.
Why is there so many numbers?
That's the total, without tip.
I thought it was the phone numbers. You know what? I'm feeling super traditional today.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right.
You can take it.
Thank you. I'm so honored.
Well, that's a lot.
You can be strong tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
When the numbers are low.
What have men ever done for us that has been worth keeping them around? Seriously, you want to ask that question? I am so tired of our society pretending like men don't matter, like masculinity doesn't matter. They do. You do.
That's right. All the equality and all the feminism works for modern women when it benefits them. As soon as they see they won't be able to handle something, they'll suddenly want a man to take care of them. There's no end to the double standards that women apply to men. Men are expected to understand and respect women's hormones and act accordingly, but women are never going to understand men's testosterone and masculine tendencies. Men are supposed to suppress it. Women can go about and sleep with however many men they can, and even showcase themselves online for millions to see, yet men are expected to be completely okay with it. Here's the truth. Everybody has a past. And yes, you're going to be judged by it because your past, both good and bad, will catch up with you no matter how hard you try to hide or run from it. Women are extremely interested in knowing about a man's financial future when it comes to long-term partnerships or having children. You must thus take her personal history very seriously. Women don't pay any attention to your difficulties. Sadly, modern women will wait for men at the finish line just to hitch a ride to success. That's the reality that many men seldom seem to know. It's a give and take in any relationship, and women make sure they know they are with someone who can provide for them. Similarly, men need to know what her past was like, how many men she dated, did she cheated, or is she divorced, or how many guys was she in a physical relationship with. Men need to know this so that they know if the woman they're going to invest their time, energy, and resources in is loyal and will stay with him. Therefore, if it's a short-term relationship, men shouldn't worry about a woman's background because it doesn't matter. Nothing that may be significant is meant to come of this, as far as you know. If it's a one-night stand with benefits, then who cares? However, it is crucial to understand her background if you plan to date her long-term, or, more precisely, if you're seeking a girlfriend or someone to start a family with. In reality, she is quite interested in your abilities to care for and defend yourself as a man, and as a strong male role model in a family, since she is going to spend her life with you and raise children. A woman's version of respect is completely different from a man's version of respect. A woman's respect can be bought, sold, and demanded. A man's respect can only be earned. That's why you never hear men demanding respect. Never forget that legal marriage is for the benefit of women. Legal marriage is a contract between the man and woman and the government, with the government being on her side. The entire weight of the government is on her side. With women filing over 50% of marriages, it's a poor gamble.
There's a huge feminist lie that you're going to be happy as if you have a career and if you are a boss babe and I don't want to be a pick me girl. That's not why I'm saying this. If you want to have your career, you go for it. But I noticed for myself that I was doing that against my nature.
When you say pick me girl, define that. I've heard that term a bunch.
Yeah, I mean there are some girls out there that will say things just to please men.
Like pick me. Okay.
And so maybe that's why for
against
me,
their own interests or against their own beliefs, just to get
I would say,
picked?
here's a great example, no shade, but some of the girls on Fresh and Fit, for example, will blindly agree with anything that they're being told so that they don't get abused, verbally abused or whatever, or kicked out or whatever. So that's like, pick me is just, maybe I'm saying it wrong, I don't even know, but I'm not gonna have an opinion just because I wanna be accepted.
Gotcha.
This is my actual opinion.
Men are done with double standards, the gaslighting, trickle-truthing, and all trick and no treat of today's modern empowered woman. Men have fled from marriage. The signs are everywhere. In my nice middle-class suburb, every business connected to romance has closed down except one struggling florist, who changes hands regularly and begs people to play in cash. Gone are the wedding venues, the bridal shops, the jewelry shops, the expensive romance-themed restaurants, and all the flower shops bar one, of which a previous owner told me they would go broke if females stopped buying themselves flowers on St. Valentine's Day. Romance has all but died. The main problem nowadays is if you open up to a modern woman about something that you are uncomfortable with / fear in your life, because that's the equivalent of handing them a loaded gun to fire at any time during an argument when they are losing. When many men today look at the negatives and positives of being married or staying single, it becomes apparent that for many of us, staying single outweighs marriage. Yes, you are giving up something, but maybe gaining something of more importance by staying single. Men seek peace and tranquility, and many of today's modern women do not offer that. Modern women have changed their gender roles to individualism, and men have essentially maintained their traditional roles. Times have changed dramatically with divorce law inequality, and men are being hugely disadvantaged legally and financially. Men are learning the hard way that the risks are too great to associate with these modern women indoctrinated with feminism. The divorce industry is booming, and it is a big business. Lawyers get extra wealthy, women gain free money, and courts are cashing in with fees, only because she got bored and her friends told her that she has options. The biggest losers out of this are the children. Men get devastated, but recover most of the time, but kids growing up in broken homes rarely turn out to be stable people in society. I saw this firsthand back in the day when dating a solo mom. Her son was heartbroken month after month. All the empty promises and no-shows, plans canceled, and last-minute plan changes. Women just don't care, yet put up a victim show almost every time. I don't think women understand the damage this has caused, and how it will majorly affect things going forward. The defining moment in the war on men was when countries around the world legislated no-fault divorce, and framed it in such a way as to grossly discriminate against fathers. Then the lawyers got a hold of the legislation and decided to create bodies of case law which turned children into bargaining chips and mothers into the unassailable guardians of children. By this chain of circumstances, lawyers then successfully argue to this day that whoever has the children gets the cash and prizes in the best interest of the child, and since women are naturally carers of children, mothers should always be the ones to take care of the children. Men who marry or have children in a Western country in this era are either deaf or blind to the dangers, or certifiably insane. I'm now at a point where I meet men at work or through gaming, and they're completely against having any form of relationship with women. And it's not a who hurt you type of reasoning. It's an I don't want a woman coming and ruining my peace. And I'm seeing lots and lots of that, particularly with older men. This has been a situation in the making for probably over 50 years. Men have finally decided that it's all a recipe for misery. Love is dangerous. It's a drug. You crave it. You want it. But look at the price you paid for it. The situation is increasingly dangerous for men, especially in the United States. In the US, any child your wife has, no matter who the father is, you pay child support for after divorce because you were married. In almost all states, the only protection men have against paternity fraud is to never marry in the first place. When the resilience of your family is entirely resting on the emotions of mostly a woman, then 50%, 80%, and 90% divorce rates are to be expected, and as a man, there is nothing you can do except to minimize those risks. Marriage used to be a sacred bond between two people who love one another with their plans for the future and family. Now it seems when a man gets married, he is also married to his in-laws, his wife's friends, and all of his wife's co-workers. All of these people now have a say in why your marriage isn't working every time something goes wrong in a marriage. If couples can't work these problems out themselves along with some professional counseling, it's over. And all the advice from family, friends, and co-workers can't save it. The best thing now is to forget the institution of marriage. The justice system punishes men for marriage. There can be no wife material until the laws are rewritten. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.